Good afternoon, and welcome to the knowledge session on reporting in Dynamics NAV by the Nav people. I hope you are having a lovely Friday afternoon. It's just gone 3 o'clock, so we're going to kick off proceedings. Hopefully you can all hear me. If there's any issues, please raise a hand or something to let me know. So this session today is going to be covering several different types of reporting in and around Dynamics NAV. So we're going to look at some topics of the reporting tools that come out of the box and some of the third-party tools that are both built inside Nav and access Nav from external applications. We're scheduled to go for about half an hour with some questions, and we'll kind of have to see how we go on that. Of course, any questions, just pop into the chat or add it through the application, and we'll try and get some towards the end. So the first thing I want to talk about today are standard Nav reports. These are the reports that come out of the box when you install and run Dynamics NAV for the first time. So they don't require any efforts. They are what you get with the product. Microsoft has done a good job of building these up over the years. They do cover, therefore, all areas of Nav. They are abundant. So you'll see them throughout the system, from inventory management to cash flow forecasting, all these sorts of areas of the system, warehouse management. They all use the standard Nav reporting tool to display information to the user. They are, by definition, very powerful. They're very powerful and quite complex. And we'll have a look in a minute at an example of reports. But the problem with the powerfulness and the complexity is to change them also requires some complex work. So to change these Nav reports is a development task, and not always a very simple development task. But the other side of that is you can do very complicated things. You can provide very advanced reports with lots of detail, utilizing many, many, many areas of the Nav system, all joined together into one place. The other thing that's probably worth talking about when we have a look at these reports is that they are fairly inflexible in terms of layouts, in terms of usability from a user point of view. They are designed initially to be things you print out, but over the years they've got a bit more interactive. But they are fairly fixed format reports. To show you what I mean, if we jump into a Nav system, for a normal Dynamics NAV, we're looking at 2017 at the moment, but these have been around since the beginning of Nav time. If we go into any area of business, for example, financial management, and look through to the report and analysis category, we'll see a whole bevy of reports. Here we can see reports split by different areas, so analysis of reporting on the general ledger, cash management, cost accounting, cash flow, etc., etc. And as you can see, hopefully, there are a large number of these reports from covering all different types of topics. A great example of a good use of the standard Nav reporting tools is the Imagery Valuation reports. This is something that takes a little bit of work from a logic point of view to calculate, but that can be combined in the background with the Nav report to produce a fairly simple report that's doing actually quite complicated maths. I just want to highlight a couple of the new features that are coming in the later versions, primarily 2016 and 17 of Nav. One of the new things we're seeing now is this option called Saved Settings. Nav reports, you can always run them with a set of options. For example, in this Imagery Valuation report, it's going to ask me what period of time I'm including in my valuation, and also which items, or I can set some filters to choose which products I want to have valuations for, based on information in the item table. These have always been available. It's part of the complexity and powerfulness of the reporting tool inside Nav, how many options you can set and how much you can filter and change the reports from these screens. But something new that's been added in the later versions is this ability to use a saved settings. So instead of each time having to define what period of time I want to run this report for, or I only want to see furniture, not clothes in my valuation, and instead of having to do that each time, I can create new saved settings, which is simply a case of defining my settings. So a default option you get, therefore, is to use the last used options and filters, which is quite nice. It means I don't have to worry about it each time. Since the later versions of Nav, we now have the ability not just to print this, which has always been available, we can now automatically export it to PDF, Word and Excel. And there is now a built-in scheduler. So I can schedule the report to run at any particular point in time and output to a file using the built-in task scheduler inside Nav. If I click on the preview button, I'll get an on-screen view of the report as it would produce. This actually uses the SQL reporting services tools. So if you're familiar with those from other systems, these report layouts and the design of them should be fairly familiar to you. But as you can see, the report that's produced is averagely looking, we'd say. They have become better looking over time, but they're not the most beautiful of things. They are designed to be printed out. There's no column resizing. And similarly, I'm getting the report in pages, so it's expected that I would click through my pages as if they were printed documents, which is part of the limitation of these standard reports. One of the nice things that's been added in later versions, utilising the SQL reporting services functionality that's come into play, is the ability to drill down on these reports where appropriate. So, for example, here I can drill down on my one of these items using this link, and it simply reruns the report, now filtered only for that particular item, and shows me a different style of report, a more detailed view. So you have to define how these links through work. You can see here the cost specification of that particular product. So it does give me some drilled information, but those again are very defined by the person that wrote the reports, a developer of some sort, either from Microsoft or your partner.